What is up, drywallers? Noche UFC happened this past weekend. Future champs emerged. New champs were crowned. For that reason, we'll be sharing a new segment with you where we'll be detailing who might do just that in the next 12 or so months and who has the best value against the Vegas odds in terms of future championship markets. Similar to how we called our shot with our son Diego, our dearest chosen one, about a year and a half ago. So definitely can't afford to miss out on that. But all that and more right after we do our rapid fire recap of Noche UFC.
It's an open secret here. It's something that the masses know. We're gods. We're demigods. We're just trapped in this human body. But even gods make mistakes. Sometimes gods have trips and falls, bumps and bruises, scrapes and scratches. But what did the gods do when they were horribly inaccurate and horribly wrong and flawed?
They hid.
They hid in the woods. They hid their faces, their countenance.
Oh, really? I was just doing this so my bookie didn't recognize me because he definitely wants his money. But anyway, the jig's up. You know who it is. I'm Dry Jake, joined as always by Dan Delight. We got a treat for you. Got a couple of treats because really we kind of owe you after those picks. Or Dana owes you. Put it on the Dana tab. He's not gonna notice. $20 million. Drop in the bucket.
Drop in the bucket.
Drop in the bucket. Speaking of buckets, I might kick one. So let's get into the rapid fire recap for you. We're going to go top to bottom on the card. Don't be dumb. Like and subscribe. Comment. Tell us what you think. Tell us how much money you lost from tailing a couple of picks. Yeah. Let us have it. We deserve it. We earn it. We kind of like the pain. We like the abuse.
Yeah, we've been bad boys.
Yeah. Pretty naughty.
Bad boys.
What are we going to do? Rapid fire recap. Wrong one. There we go. At least we still have Diego. That's all I can say. That's all I can say.
He kept the boats afloat.
Yeah. He also did. I'm a little upset with him. I don't know if I can put this on him. He was the reason why I thought I could go deeper on those title fights.
Right.
You know, we started out hot. 2-0 out of the gate. We got Van and Raul Rosas Jr. correct. Yeah, hold on. We got Van. We'll talk about it in a minute. Let's just say how we did on picks in general.
Yeah.
Not a good day at the office, but it happens. You know what's crazy is that we weren't even like bottom 5 or not even bottom 10, 15%, with only getting 3 out of 10 picks correct. So that just shows you this was a bloody card for most people. But hey, not everybody can be undefeated. Not even John Jones, the pound for pound #1. But yeah, we went 3 of 10, only got 2 picks right of those 3 with the right method. With Josh Van and Diego, we called those decisions. Raul Rosas Jr. Is he starting to be one of those who doesn't finish? Like, is this just an off night, or is Eric Ulang not terrible? What do you think?
No, he's not that good.
Oh,
no. All the Mexican fighters show that they're frauds.
Yeah.
They are just
they received our love letter in the mail. Crumpled it up. Threw it away. But anyway, that only netted us 200 Tapology points. Not sure what you can buy with these points, but I know it's not great. Versus the field, we were in the top 81% of pickers. I'll tell you that much. Top 81%. It's pretty good.
Wow.
So only
that's impressive.
So only 80% of people were better.
That's higher than the numbers that they used to say when I was in school.
Yeah, it's
better.
Yeah.
It's
all in how you frame. It's all in how you look at it. Really, life is perspective. Perception is reality. And reality kind of fucking sucks sometimes. Let's break down.
But so did school. So that would Yeah.
Some of us had a really tough time, and some of us, like me, did okay. Prelims. Let's start bottom to top here. First fight, like we were talking about, Raul Rosas Jr. couldn't get the finish as a 10-1 favorite. I had some first round bets in there. Wasn't great. Thoughts on that fight?
Yeah, no, I think it's the same thing. I think that the whole card for me is tainted with the smell of fraudulent Mexican fighters. They did it again. They did it during the Brandon Moreno card. They did it again this card.
At least on that card, they got up to a hot start with the prelims. I remember being on fire.
Yeah. And
But yeah,
what can I say? I mean, he's 19 years old and he is beating men grown.
yeah. I mean, hopefully he's just still growing into it.
Yeah.
Speaking of growing into it, we've got probably the best strawweight in the world, Josh Van. We called it. We figured he'd get the decision win. Boy, was I afraid that he'd finish the fight at different times. I was actually a little afraid he'd lose the fight in the first round. Just it didn't look good. But then I forget he's the type that he's a downloader. He's a builder in his fights. He concedes the first round at a pretty insane clip. That's just how he fights. He's very patient. Second round, he comes out as planned. Vintage Josh Van, looking like he was never chinned. Then puts Edgar on skates for the better part of the round.
They put each other on skates.
Yeah, and that's what I was
That's
getting. Spinning back fist by Chirez. Boy, talk about a Hail Mary. That shit almost hit. And that would have.
He's better than we think he is, than we thought he was.
I mean, you've been high on him.
Yeah.
But
I just thought, yeah, and then so yeah, the fight
ultimately
ultimately
was a great fight.
showed that they're
It's
both
getting
very
overlooked
game.
because of another fight on the card, a couple of fights probably, and also the fact that the card was 9 or 10 hours long. So they have a hard time remembering the second fight of the prelims. It was a great fight.
Yeah. And Josh Van, the way that he was able to rebound from that, and the fact that he's just
Yeah, I mean they both dropped each other. Oh yeah, getting chinned by.
and he's what
Scully.
Brenner should have been.
Yeah,
Hey, take a phone call while you're at the bar, finish your shots, finish partying, get a little jog in.
don't order
morning.
another one.
Yeah, get a little sprint in the morning, a little jog, show up to fight, win. That's if you can do that.
Make a little money, leave a little on the
And
dresser.
that's actually the path to the belt, I think. Pereira,
What?
Pereira. That was Pereira's first path to the belt,
Oh, he lost. Yeah,
being an alcoholic. But yeah,
he did lose one MMA fight, right, for the UFC.
yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Happens.
I mean, not to us. We've actually never lost an MMA fight. Not one. Not even between us. So put that in your pocket, and like we said, like and subscribe. Next fight, Ketlin Souza gets the sub, disappoints upsets everybody, especially sweet Yasmin. Nice girl, but honestly, unfortunately, there's no place for that in MMA. If you're nice, I mean, go home. There's other sports. Or really, don't do sports. Ketlin Souza dropped her with a bomb, snatched up that neck. It was actually a thing of beauty. It was again, another thing that kind of got overshadowed by just all the Mickey Mouse that was the Sphere in general. Good fight. Good on her. I'm not even mad. I didn't lose too much on that one. But Dan actually had money on Ketlin. So props to Dan. He does win sometimes too. Actually, we win a lot. We're done with the self-deprecating bullshit.
Yeah.
We're fucking good at this.
We know who we are.
Yeah, we know who we are.
We know what we can do.
Yeah. Next fight, a brutal one.
Speaking of somebody who doesn't know who they are and definitely doesn't know what they can do, Manuel Torres, off of whatever TRT he was getting juiced up with, because he looked like a bag of shit.
Yeah, we thought that was Rolando Bedoya.
What the hell? He looked awful. And then
Bedoya doesn't get finished.
And then to get hit by the same shot twice, sure, maybe he was already done with the first shot, but it is a little comically bad to the point where you have to lose faith in a guy that it's like you got hit with the same shot
twice in one round.
In like maybe 15 seconds.
And a guy who's like, I thought, which is why I gave it out on our best bets. I thought he had a chin, obviously, and who knows, he possibly could, but like when you don't guard it or attempt to move it, it doesn't matter how good your chin is. I don't care if you're Max Holloway, but I just thought Ignacio had no power in his hands, and maybe he still doesn't. He's extremely accurate, and it's those shots you don't see coming. And Manuel could be blind. That's the conclusion I'm coming to. Manuel could be blind since his last fight. Who knows? Actually, no. The warning signs were all there, and I just decided not to read them.
We are international men. We know the lifestyles and cultures of people outside the United States, and I think that the processed food that is hitting Latin America finally got there.
It's hitting him. Like,
he's eating those marinella products all day.
Yeah,
he looked like shit.
Yeah. Anyway,
don't go loco.
That was a rough one. That was a very rough one. It really kind of set the tone for the rest of the card until the chosen one. Yeah, our dearest. Good job, Bahamondes, I guess, because we forget Manuel was coming out and he was dropping some bombs on him. Like he was not getting hit cleanly because his defense is decent, or Manuel is just very wild. He was rocked a little bit before he shook it off and then reset and just hit that straight right down the pipe.
He couldn't handle that length.
He did overcome a little bit, so I do give respect to Ignacio. I'm curious to see how he would do up against okay, before I say who, I think him and I don't know, that would be a bad look. He just won.
He's gonna have to fight Bolagioki.
I was gonna say Zell Huber. I just like matching up those tall guys. I wouldn't want to put someone off a loss against someone off the win. You think? Yeah, you think they just dance around at range? Yeah. But think about how great this fight would be. Like, it should open up a card. Manuel Torres, Elvis Brenner, our two favorite alcoholics. I mean, they'd probably be pre-gaming
such
together.
Different types of alcoholics too, because you can see Manuel being the alcoholic that needs to go to the club and do a ball in the bathroom. On the other side, Brenner just wants a plastic chair.
Oh, he's shameless
some
about
chicken, and then 50 beers. Actually, 50 beers, 50 beers.
I see him asleep with a bottle of rum, kind of
and the music. He's always up and dancing, and he maybe cries a little.
Oh, he's the life of the party.
And he calls an ex.
Yeah, Manuel definitely needs those stimulants to pair with it.
Yeah, Manuel's more of a rough night.
He treats it like wine. It pairs with different things.
I don't know who I would go with though. I think that I romanticize Brenner, but there's also
I've romanticized both of these guys. And a couple of black eyes, not black guys, black eyes.
Yeah,
different. And if you're driving and it's cold out, look out for black ice.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of black eyes, Irene Aldana. Woof. She might as well take a few black eyes just to distract from that gnarly two-faced scar.
I'm glad we started there.
Yeah. That fight should have been stopped.
She got cut by a headbutt. She got cut by a headbutt. It was not because of a legal strike. It was the visuals, and obviously she got her ass kicked. Let's not mince any words.
By someone who's not a striker.
But it's like people, you know what? This could be I'm not going to let it trap me. Because I'm so focused on the technicalities that I'm not going to.
Because Norma is trapping him as we speak. He's so in that phone all day long, just trying to get
the WhatsApp.
So, yeah, read between the lines,
baby, hit me up on the VPN.
Yeah,
risk it.
He keeps saying "como está," but she doesn't speak Spanish.
Dude, she would look good. She was striking so fast, and even threw some kicks out there to the head.
She had great movement. I've never seen her move.
Also, could be that Irene is old as shit.
She is, and she had no adjustments. Like, that was just a warning sign. The Carol Hosa war that we are all like. So I guess I wasn't super impressed by Irene Aldana. It's just that she was tough as nails, and she still kind of is. She could take a beating. It should have been a warning sign that, hey, this girl does not make adjustments in fights. And we should have known that because Carol was beating the shit out of her legs. Just beating up her legs. No adjustments made, but we thought, oh, she's tough. She plods through them. But in this fight, it was, does not know how to cut off the cage to someone who's actually sticking
Slow.
and moving.
She's way slower now. I mean, she's over the hill. That's
Mhm.
what's happening.
She couldn't catch
She's
up.
Gilbert. She's literally Gil.
She has like, I don't know, cement in her shoes.
Yeah, we had just seen it with Gil when it's like,
Well, Gilbert wouldn't even
There's
throw.
no
Well,
way
she
Sean-
wouldn't throw either. Yeah.
but that's the thing. It's like, no
I
way,
think
Sean
Norma
Brady.
Dumont, hot take. I think Norma Dumont is better in her respective division than Sean Brady is in his.
Yeah, but there's also something to take account for that, where it's like Sean Brady has never looked that fast and that good on the
Never.
feet. Norma Dumont has never looked that fast and that good on the feet.
Like I've done tape study on Dumont, and even with the Carol Rosa matchup recently, I watched a fight with her, and she did not impress me. She's slow.
Against Jermaine, she was getting yeashed.
I don't know. Yeah, she looked good. I mean, maybe we'll get a little overzealous and overextend ourselves on our next fight.
Of course.
See how that goes. Let's move on to the main card. You know, should we start a movie between each fight we recap? Like paying homage to Mexican culture?
Yeah. Like, and then like the buildup is like,
but not cut any of the commercial spots.
Right.
Or the bullshit that's in between fights.
Yeah.
That's my biggest beef with the Sphere card.
And the buildup obviously leads to like this great country that has no problems and like everybody gets along and it's a beautiful country, right? Like, that's what I really found great. It's like it was all this lead up of like our culture has so many great things about it. And I'm like,
it's contributing to a mass exodus here in the States. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm
people
like,
are just flocking.
Yeah. And I mean, I come from a country that has destroyed itself from the inside out. We don't glorify it.
Ferguson, St. Louis? This is a city, buddy.
We don't. That's a lifestyle.
I tried to be a smart ass there and like act like you're dumb. I just named 2 cities, Ferguson, St. Louis.
Things happen.
Yeah, shit happens.
But
speaking of shit happening, I thought we were getting new life breathed into us. Breasted with O'Day Osborne, because we called it. This underdog, we said he is so much cleaner on the feet. Ronaldo's sloppy. He lets the fight come to him. And it's like we were fortune telling, like crystal balling. He drops him right away, like we thought he could do. We didn't even think he'd be that early. But I guess if what was it, Bondar? Who's dropping? Yeah, it was Bondar who did it to him in his last fight. And I think more of O'Day than him. But anyway, that first round, if there was any 10-8s to be given out in this fight,
Jesus,
it was round 1, O'Day Osborne.
But they had to rescue it. It was we got so unlucky because they had gotten the Mexican judges.
It was a bloodbath. Yeah, it was a bloodbath for the Mexican fighters up until this point. Wow. We got some fight tape on in the background. Sorry.
Raw dog.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad for the Mexican fighters up until this point, and it was just ripe for the robbery spot. Yep. And I make it clear, even if I bet a fight, I try my best to be unbiased. I'll say when, it was a close fight, or I think it was actually this fight. I really think they won, and like objectively, but you can't consider it a robbery. I think this was a robbery. I really do. Yeah. There's no reason. It's fishy as fuck when 10-8s are given out and they're not deserved. Like 10-8s should be hard because they are rare. This is another Mickey Mouse.
Ronaldo got a
10-8. Yeah.
No fucking way.
I think 2 people gave him a 10-8 in round 2. You know, that's the same round that he was caught deep in a guillotine on a failed takedown. It's just O'Day has he thinks he's a fucking black belt for some reason because he's going up against someone that's weaker than him. I mean, I get it, but he thought too much of his BJJ skills. He wanted to prove people wrong. I think his ego got in the way, but he had him deep in a guillotine. Yeah, he was beat the fuck up in that round, but like not 10-8 bad. It was competitive round-ish, not a 10-8. And then third round, he won. He won. He was winning the majority of it. He was dishing out the damage. But then once again, thinks too well of his BJJ skills on the ground and like kind of pulls guard. It wasn't even for a guillotine. Like I know it's irresistible to some ignorant fighters to jump guillotine any chance they get. He wasn't. I don't even think he was jumping guillotine here. He just like trust fall back into his guard with Ronaldo on top of him when he had dominant position. He was posturing up on him. It was bad. It was bad fight IQ, but it didn't lead to any damage, and it maybe led to 30 seconds of control time, but it was just at the end of the round, so optics, right? I don't give a fuck about optics. Let's just score fairly. That's all I'm asking.
Just give me one 15-minute round, please.
Yeah.
Already, just do it.
Just 2 men walk into a room. Yeah, just show it. Anyway, any other thoughts on the fight? We probably went way too long.
Just keep your eyes out to fade Ronaldo in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Fade a lot of Mexican fighters.
You can't get, like he's trying the like Manuel Torres arc where you're just kind of wild and crazy.
Yeah.
Except Manuel Torres has real strength.
And then they're gonna give him a Tagir.
Poor guy.
Or
is
an
Tagir
Almabayev.
not ranked? Or is he's
But
just
a
tail
Tagir.
end?
Or they'll get. I don't think Almabayev is ranked yet. Almabayev.
No, Atu's ranked. I'm pretty sure.
Is he? Well, whatever.
Hunter.
We'll talk.
Look that up.
Yeah.
Our producer Hunter Campbell, in legal department. He's in over his skis. You got to get him some help.
He lost a lot of money, not because of gambling this last weekend, but
just allowing Dana to
just
run
capital,
amok.
just real capital draining out of the company.
Yeah, he's still
fix it. Fix the rules, maybe fix that shit. I don't know. Make it really about damage. Make it actually about damage. Where control time matters. Fuck all. If you don't do anything on top.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Next fight.
We've talked.
Great fight. Esteban Ribovic gets the split decision win over Daniel Zellhuber. Let's not get into the judging of this because it wasn't great, but the rightful winner won, and that's all we can fucking ask for. Thank God. We picked Zellhuber, but we told you it is on record. Matter of fact, you guys should go watch just part of it. Go watch. We said it exactly how we said it'd be competitive. The odds are whacked on this. There's so much value on Esteban here, even though he's Argentinian. Things happen, crazy things happen. Sometimes they get matched up with a Mexican American who's just he's a good kid. He
should be doing like
I wish he was my son.
He should be doing Abercrombie commercials though.
I wish he was my son.
Yeah.
Great kid, cute kid. But yeah, he tried his normal range merchant game plan, and it was working here and there, but like Esteban was dealing the damage in most of this fight. And then it could have been 1-1, could have been 0-2, 2-0. I say could have. I think it was 1-1 or 2-0 Ribovic, but I know a lot of the people are like, whoa, tall guy, very tall guy, handsome kid, probably thinking he must be winning. But then all hell breaks loose. Esteban sick the dogs on him. And do you remember he actually got dropped in the beginning of that third round? I think that would be the only reason saving him from a 10-8. Yeah, he got off some shots at the end when they were just trading, but like you could tell who's had mustard behind it and who's didn't.
And he was getting backed up. Daniel was getting backed up.
I would like to culturally adopt Esteban from his home country. What do you say?
Yeah.
Can we get some sponsors?
We get Ribovic and they get
take any American really.
Who do we need to get off our hands?
That's part of the Drywall family or just in the US?
Just in the US.
I don't know. You do the politics show. Check out Drywall News if you haven't already. Luckily, they don't talk too much politics, like seriously, so it's good.
Oh, we see it right down the middle. Who do we need to get rid of? Oh, James Corden. Let's get rid of that fat piece of shit.
Sure.
He's like a late night talk show host. He sucks.
This guy,
he's British.
Get him out. But is he British or?
But he lives here, so he probably is an American citizen. Oh, Ellen DeGeneres. That's a good one. Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah, get her out. She's worn her welcome.
She's abusive, I think.
Oh yeah.
That's not.
So also kind of respect that. If you play the card,
she was making them work. Probably driving.
We're over it though. Get her out.
Maybe America is good. Maybe we're actually doing well as a nation. I can't think of anybody to throw.
Sean O'Malley.
Maybe Sean. Sean might be.
Sean's going. Hey, Buenos Aires? Nope, 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 nope. You're not even going to get to go there. Pick a different city. That's actually kind of cool, and I've heard. Get over here, Esteban. Come on. No, we love our short king here. T-Rex armed. Rivovic. The dude is technical. He's mean. He throws with intention. We love that shit. He's a diverse striker. Good on him. Great fight. I don't know. People saying like fight of the year though. I don't know. It was extremely competitive. It was for the first 2 rounds.
It was good.
But they weren't like killing each other like the 3rd round. And it was only one person. It was 2 one-sided. And if you ask me, in the 3rd round to be, fight of the year. But it was up there. It was a very good fight. I was just happy I won some of my money back. Diego. Fucking thank God. Thank God. Thank Diego.
Some things are bigger than life, and some things are bigger than life itself. That's Diego.
That makes sense.
That's just it. That man, it's the feeling whenever you know that you're in the presence of a one in a lifetime moment.
You just got to dream, believe, and make it happen.
Take notes. Get your little
write that
notepads.
down.
Get your Hello Kitty.
But write it in
out.
this exact font. Okay, that's the only way it's gonna work. It's the only way.
That's his font. That's how he writes.
Yeah.
Whenever he's writing his
Diego
essays,
Sands.
whenever he's writing his peer-reviewed essays that he passes through MIT and Oxford and Harvard. That's what he writes in. They're all handwritten in that beautiful font right there.
And speaking of a Diego masterclass, well, he put on one. He was, dare I say, surgical. Like, he was the more patient fighter at times. Like, actually, he was the more patient fighter. Yet still went forward, still dropped the bitch a couple times. I thought the fight could have been stopped. I didn't want to be too long-winded with all these fights, but I will with this one. There was a couple places where there was what should have been stoppages, and they all coincidentally were for Mexican fighters on the Noche UFC card. Weird, right? I thought the fight we just talked about, Zellhuber, that he's a kid. He should not have been left out there. He did not know where he was at. That fight should have been stopped. He was out on the feet. He had the fence to rest up against. I don't care if he was doing this. Like, I don't know. What do you think?
That thing,
Shirez should have been called.
I think that because Zellhuber, I don't think he's ever been stopped like that.
I don't think these refs do the fucking research like that, though. I don't think they should either.
Sometimes
be biased. I doubt the fucking refs do fucking tape studies.
Well, Keith Peterson, you can't get
Well,
him.
that's Keith let him bang Peterson, but I think this was Herzog reffing this fight. And Herzog, I mean, that's like their little golden boy. That's who everybody.
Yeah, I mean,
no one wants to critique him until I guess the Cannonier fight.
Obviously,
I think he's overcorrecting for the Cannonier. That was a makeup call, replacement ref shit.
I mean, I'll continue to dog on Mexicans and call them rat fucks. Like, yeah, of course, that's why they told the ref, "Hey, no early
stoppages on this side." Irene Aldana, she should have been stopped.
Mm-hmm.
That was like just for humanity. Like, that should have been stopped. I'm not soy or anything, but I don't really like seeing someone's face like peeling off. It was peeling off.
It would be crazy to like go like that, like, and open it up, like feel your whole head. I wonder what that would be like.
Yeah, it was like an earthquake. Like, like tectonic plates of her face.
I know.
Were divergent. It was a divergent boundary.
She has to get plastic surgery.
Write that down, geology majors.
Her and I are gonna have to hit up our esthetician. You know me. Well, I'm always getting my nip tucks. I'm actually 58 years old.
Yeah, Dan is old as shit.
Yeah.
Which makes it even weirder that he hangs out near high schools and parks and shit. I don't know. But anyway, get back to Diego. Speaking of a savior, because someone needs it. Diego saved us. I don't know what I would have done if he would have lost, honestly. I don't know. I
don't want to know what I would have done.
But the great thing is we never have to fucking know. Hey, damn, that would have been an opportunity. We should cut this just to do the Kanye bit.
No.
Yeah, all y'all want to know what I would have done if I wouldn't have won?
I guess we'll know.
I guess we'll never know. So we'll have digital chop up that shit.
Yeah, I mean, Kanye's still cool.
I love.
He's only said cooler stuff in the last 1-2 years.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, Kanye definitely cool.
He put out his music early in his career. Fucking awesome.
Buy Kanye stock right now. I think that he only goes up.
Yeah. I mean, there's only one direction.
He just made a soundbite on the show. That's pretty top notch.
He just got a drywall feature.
That's the one he's looking for.
Hunter, were you sitting in that invoice? Anyway,
Yeah.
Brian, Mexican American, didn't get stopped in the first round. Diego put it on him, gave him the screws. He gave him the screws. Right hand down the overhand, right on the fucking right there. Followed it up with a left hook on the button. Damn it, my fucking nose hurts just thinking about that replay. Brian was seeing stars, talking to his ancestors, trying to get back. He thought he was back with Tracy Cortez at one point in this first round. But then Diego's ground and pound woke him up. Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place right now. Ronaldo Rodriguez should have been stopped in the first round. Tanyani is too fat and slow. He couldn't get to his mark. And then Ronaldo kind of wakes up. And then he's like, oh, no one saw that. Tanyani, you're a bitch, bro. I'm sorry. Like, Tanyani sucks.
He's bad at his job.
I just mainly don't like his face or his body type. Jason Herzog, great body.
He's Zoidberg.
Oh, what?
He's Zoidberg. He's Dr. Zoidberg. Tanyani.
I don't know what that is.
Just a staple of culture.
All right. I watch fights.
Yeah.
I'm a fighter. Anyway, Diego masterclass. He showed extreme patience. At first, I was actually a bit nervous because I didn't want him to overcorrect. When I first saw him come out. He wasn't on him like that, like he was in his previous 6 fights. And I was like, oh, don't over adjust. Do what you do. Cook. You got to deal that damage in the first round. And then he ended up doing it. And boy, did he ever. That was a 10-8 round. It was scored as such. When you get nearly killed, when it should be stopped, 10-8 round.
Hey, guys, before we go any further, it's really not a cool or even at all culturally, politically correct to talk about people's disabilities and tics and mannerisms like that. Can we please stop talking about my boy touching his chin?
John Anik.
It's not a tick. It's something.
John Anik and the rest of the lowest common denominators are out there. Yeah, I said it, John. You know who you are.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Somebody beat that into Diego. Somebody brainwashed him into thinking, hey, you want to be the greatest fighter of all time? Always have a hand on that chin. Always make sure you got something protecting you, okay? And so let's just stop talking about it. Like,
yeah, he's had it the whole time because he's so dominant. And you guys have only seen him in the UFC finishing people in 90 seconds or less. You never noticed it until now.
And the fact that he had to address it broke my heart.
Yeah,
we have a long way to go at UFC. Just saying.
Yeah. John, clean it up. And he's the one who wants to be PC always.
He's never going to get a job that he wants.
Yeah, he thinks he's NFL material. Isn't that funny? But Megan will leave me. We're not going to go down that rabbit hole. Anyway, Diego did an amazing job. Honestly, I think he deserved to get that finish. I think his performance of the night, because people were afraid he would gas. Honestly, I had it in the back. There was a reason why we picked decision. Yeah, we wanted to motivate our boy to get the finish, and it almost worked. But we thought there was a slim chance if Brian, the masochist Ortega, takes his beating and takes it well,
good boy,
builds in the third, and we thought he could concede that third possibly, But no, Diego's got the gas tank. What do you know when you don't have to make weight 3 times? When you don't have to fight a fighter who's been in camp when you haven't? And who weighs 20 pounds more than you walking around? Good things happen. Maybe you have a gas tank. Watch out for Diego. Do you think he deserves a title shot next?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they might make him. It would make sense.
Raise
for
your
him.
hand if you're on a 5-fight win streak in the featherweight division in the UFC. No one else can say that other than the current champion and Diego and Steve Garcia.
Steve, yeah.
I'm just making claims. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh,
But think of the top 5.
yeah. Think of it.
Movsar. I don't think he's had 5 UFC fights.
Yeah, and that would be the only fight that would perhaps have to come for Diego before the title. But
and we're really scared of something that might happen.
But at this point, that ass kicking he put on Brian was pretty resounding. And
Diego and Dana fucking
and
loves
damn it,
him.
they probably know he's probably gonna have to get one more fight. And that's why I'm glad he did tell Movsar off after the Aljo and Movsar fight fell through. I'm glad he told him off and he said, no, you already had your chance and I'm not gonna fight you. But I think that also tells me he's gonna have to fight. Maybe he fights Volk.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think
he's probably gonna fight Volk.
It's either gonna be Volk, Movsar. If the Movsar fight does actually fall through, maybe he takes another month to recover. Because for those of you who don't know, the Movsar Aljo fight fell through for UFC 307 in Salt Lake. Was going to be a great stylistic matchup, 2 grapplers. We're going to find out who's the better BJJ, but Movsar is clearly the better wrestler. He probably had the edge in that fight. That fight fell through. Dan and I immediately texted each other and were like, oh shit, Diego, being the Chad that he is,
he's gonna want us to get back.
He's always trying to get back that win, and he's always taking jabs, as he should, at Movsar, because he took that fight on 5 days' notice. But he realized the reason why he may have dropped that fight. Actually, it is the reason why he dropped that fight. It was because of the short notice. We thought he might end up taking this one on short notice, but it's not that. It's not so much that it's so short notice. It says a quick turnaround from a 3-round fight with a good fighter in Brian Ortega.
A great punching bag.
Yeah. Well, no, it's harder than your average punching bag.
Yeah.
Crazy to say, looking at the
build
and all, it is harder than a punching bag, and it's really in the face.
Yeah.
Diego probably broke 1 or 2 fists in this fight. It'd be too quick of a turnaround just based on ego and pride just to get a win back, when really he is above it. He is above it. He's right to snub Movsar. Movsar did miss his chance. He misses his chance every fight. Yeah, he misses his chance every fight that he decides to be boring. And on a full camp, Diego kicks his ass. He really does. Arnold Allen was close. He had his moments. I think Arnold Allen is better than Movsar too. But I think Diego, if he has to fight anybody before he fights for the title, is going to be Movsar or Volk. Those are the only 2 guys left. Right. So even though he's ranked above Movsar. Moving on, co-main event. Valentina won. She was the wrestler who was fighting a striker who wasn't prepared to wrestle for some reason, and failed. We love Francisco Grasso here. We do. We love him. He's a great guy. But that's 2 of his 3 fighters on the night. I mean, Diego, he's a prophet.
Not even his.
He doesn't really count. So the other 2 fighters in his gym just really, really failed to make any adjustments throughout the fight. And this one was 5 rounds. And she got dominated in most facets. She had some, I can't even say close, submission attempts, close-ish. One of them, I think it was the armbar, I thought was pretty close. Other than that, they looked like, there might be something there, but she's not a BJJ ace. She grabbed her neck in the 4th round as a Hail Mary in her first fight with Shevchenko when she was never expecting that. There's a reason she was a -800 favorite. And I think we just bought into the hype of, Grasso and her being that close to greatness with Diego, and the fact that Shevchenko is an aging star who probably has questionable motivation at this point. She's been there, done that. And she collects knickknacks and antiques these days. So we figured give it to the younger, hungrier fighter. Well, she didn't look hungry. Alexa Grasso really needs to go back to the drawing board, go back to the lab. What do you think?
Yeah, I was very disappointed in Grasso. I thought that she was going to be able to at least have brighter moments on the feet.
You mentioned her feet again. Come on.
Yeah, I can't get away from those piggies. And then on the other hand, respect to Shevchenko and great game planning.
Great. Yeah. Wasn't a great fight to watch, but it
And
was
she
great
still
game
seems to
plan.
have a little bit of speed, but perhaps Grasso's just not even fast. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. Other than the feet hype, I really don't know what Grasso has. No, I don't know. That's. I think Shevchenko's. She's the bullet. You know, she's great. I'm not trying to dog Grasso too much, but that was not a great performance. Maybe she can bounce back. Maybe. But it ain't going to be when Shevchenko's champion because no one wants the fourth fight. Let's move on. Another fight where one fighter failed to make adjustments for 5 rounds. Main event, Sugar Show, no mo. Sean O'Malley got controlled by Merab Dvalishvili, and he was the better man that day. I don't know. Can you break down this fight for me?
How do I break down something that gives me such mixed feelings and also makes me question myself so much? Like, I mean,
As a striker,
yeah, but also it's like
as a finisher too.
I don't really. There's something that feels so wrong about Merab, and also
No, this just marks the commencement of Umar season.
yeah,
Riyadh season actually met Umar season.
this is the commencement of Umar season, but I don't think that that's going to be much more exciting. Might be a little bit more exciting. Yeah, I think he could finish him with like a sub. I think that if they got down there on the ground, then
I think you can throw hands too against someone who might.
But it would end up down there. They would just instinctually.
No, Merab needs to take that fight down to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he might not
be able to.
He might have the better gas tank. That people confuse his gas tank for wrestling and grappling abilities. He's not bad at that stuff. Not at all. He's good. Like we said in the preview, there's a reason why you have to take someone down 6.43 times per 15 minutes of a fight. That's more than double the amount of takedowns per round. That means they're getting up. He doesn't have a control game. He just has the gas tank to continue going and avoid the big shots. And O'Malley, he came out there kind of needing to rely on the big shots.
Too flat-footed.
I think he was too confident, or I buy into the torn labrum bullshit.
Yeah, because that would explain why he fought so flat-footed and so Muay Thai heavy, where he was just, I'm telling you, every one of the shots that I bet that Sean threw that night, that's why he looked so gassed. All of the shots he threw that night were power. I bet you everything that he was throwing,
he was extremely low volume.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think Sean's that petrified of a takedown. Although he did accept a lot of positioning, which I was like, dude, if I thought you had anything, I thought it would be a get-up game.
Right.
Like, because Sean's not a dumb fighter. Something was off. It was either extreme overconfidence and like lack of preparation, tricking himself into thinking he was preparing, but just mentally he didn't actually give Merab the credit he deserved. Or torn labrum did not happen during the fight. But
it was actually I think it was
both.
I think it was over game planning, in my opinion.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because instead of saying, "Hey, Sean, just go out there and
get
fight.
the fuck off me and fight," it was
let's
work your way up. And
and also when you're on the feet, Sugar usually is trying to pepper you with shots, and maybe they're not. They're not even reaching 80%.
He's like 7.5 strikes landed, significant strikes landed per minute.
They must have thought
insane stat.
They must have thought the only way that we're going to get this guy out is if we find his chin.
Yeah.
Let's make sure that when we find it, it makes us pay off. And that's not the right
that gets
strategy.
harder as the fight goes on too. So if you fail, you better have a plan B and a plan C, and they didn't.
And it's interesting how actually being able to start opening up combos in terms of like, now I'm putting it together 3, 4, 5 shots.
That makes him think twice.
Yes, and that starts, that initially perfect. And then that actually opens up the holes for the knockout shot.
Yeah.
Because when you're only trying to get that one off, when it's not there, you're like, it's reset, let him come at me, let him combo. Now I'm going. No, whenever those flurries happen, oh, look at that. He just bit on that feint. Boom.
Yeah, and that's a perfect segue, guys. What is the best way to thwart a wrestler? You pressure the pressurer. You put them on the back foot. You know how hard it is to shoot takedowns from your back foot? It's nearly impossible. And Sean failed to do that. But again, there's a reason why we honor one thing more than all at Drywall, and that is forward pressure. So I think it's time. Let's honor the forward pressure fighter of the night from Noche UFC. Any guesses? Any guesses? Shouldn't be that hard. Diego fucking Lopez. Diego is the obvious choice. No, Bahamondes, Souza, you guys got some finishes. Great. I'm happy for you. I'm glad you got that 50K in your pocket because that was about to be renamed. They sent it to a vote, or it's about to be on the ballot for next year to call it the Diego bonus. But right now they're just still calling it the performance of the night bonus. And I'm glad for them they got it. But Diego was the true forward pressure fighter of the night. Brian Ortega, number 3 featherweight, used to be number 3 featherweight in the world in probably the deepest division in the sport, had nothing for Diego. Nothing. And Diego's supposed to be the less defensively sound fighter, hasn't fought as great of guys fighter, the potential gas cardio risk fighter, or you name it. And he wasn't. He fucking wasn't. He proved what he was. He went forward. He marched forward. Even after he dropped him, people might be thinking, oh, you saw what happened to Yair when you get on top of Ortega. He's like a snake. You saw what almost happened to Volkanovski. He almost got caught in a guillotine. Diego is so much better than him everywhere. The only thing that was giving him trouble was a jab. But Dane and I could take jabs. And we aren't even training like Diego. So.
I just can't take verbal jabs because then I'll
okay.
Oh no, I'll start.
He'll act up.
Yeah. You're gonna have to get security.
Yeah. Anyway, Diego, you earned it. And really it was all part of the plan. It was written for a while because we put the scouts on this kid. We put the scouts on this kid back in May of 2023 when he was just a wee boy, a tot, a seedling, a sapling almost. Not quite even a sapling. Going up 5 days notice against a guy who we used to hold. Actually, you should still hold in a high regard in Movsar Evloev. He's ranked number 5 in the world or something like that.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. But he took him on fresh out of the Lux Fight League as a backup. 5 days notice off the couch. And we saw something in this kid. And that's why we signed him inevitably to the Drywall brand. And really, he's been our front man. And he's done it well. And we said, mark our words, he's a future champ. He's future champ material.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not crazy if you think he's next. But we've been saying it all along. And so now we want to bring you a new segment where we tell you who might be the next in all the divisions. And how we're going to do that is we're going to grade them and their potential against the Vegas line, the odds at the futures market. See who has the most value to their number. Starting off with heavyweight. John Jones being minus money is why didn't we put that in red? We forgot to put that in red. Although with Dana running the show,
it could be
yeah. Anything can happen. Dana just kind of does what he wants. Nothing, and I mean nothing, is merit based when John Jones is in the vicinity.
Because next thing you know is John Jones defends against Stipe, and then he has to defend against Alexander Romano. And
then maybe DC comes out of retirement for the trilogy.
Yeah,
trilogy.
Yeah, that would be peak. Actually, that would be awesome.
I mean, John Jones.
It would be awesome.
I would hate that.
It would be.
It'd be fucking stupid. Do it like in the backyard or something.
Yeah, like do it as like
the cookout. DC is the life of the cookout. John Jones loves to go behind closed doors. If at different gatherings, it would be perfect. Just don't do it on my pay-per-view. Now, even though Tom Aspinall, we think he's the best. He's the best. He's the baddest man in the world. He's the heavyweight but could be eventually. But he's the best heavyweight in the world right now, and I don't think it's even close. I really don't think it's close. I think he would beat everyone on this list 3 times in a row. But at plus 175, I'm not betting it. It's a little too short, even though I think it's good money. I just don't like to tie up my money. I'm a cash flow guy, not a wealthy guy.
What else is out there? I mean, Pavlovich. There's
50 to
something.
1. That's a scary deal.
There's something about Pavlovich that makes me never want to quit. Never want to quit on him. I think that the guy. I think
it's a refrigerator out there.
He's finally. I think that what he used to have was such an air of inevitability and invincibility that when he lost that against Aspinall, it takes a while.
I don't even know that he lost
that.
it against Aspinall. I think he lost it. He definitely lost it against Volkov. Volkov, he did one of these to him. Like made him as a little kid.
Yeah.
Like the football players do. Like the DBs when there's an uncatchable pass and of course it's incomplete. He did one of those. But he's got that touch of death. Like Derek
He'll
Lewis
regain his confidence. And I do think
Hopefully.
that's something. Yeah, that'd be a crazy rematch. Who else?
Stipe at 80 to 1. You might as well light your money on fire. I don't know why he's on the list. He will age worse than our UFC 306 Noche UFC picks. That is already sour milk. Jonathan Denise, talk to us about him. Why is that one in green?
That one will, because there's some value there. There's definitely a payout if he beats Derek Lewis, puts another name
Which is
under
no
his
sure
belt.
thing.
Yeah,
But he could.
Yeah, because if you give Jonata, then they're like, okay, maybe Derek Lewis wasn't enough. Let's test him again with his wrestling. Let's give him Curtis Blades or Jailton. He smashes them.
You think he smashes Jailton?
I'm getting so high on Denise. I'm smoking Denise tonight. I'm smoking on that Denise pack.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I like it. I like Denise. I think that his boxing is nice. I definitely know. There's definitely something to be said about how bad his wrestling is, and Jailton would tap. Jailton would tap. But you would maybe have some value.
I wish that Jailton number was just like
you would have some value.
20 to 1, because I would to much dismay, I would have highlighted his name. Jailton at 20 to 1 or something. 15.
Yeah. Robellis.
5 is not enough.
Robellis. I think
it's fun.
We romanticize him.
Forget about all the money he's lost you. If you just forget about that, it's a fun pick. 350 times your money. Let's get on to more compelling divisions later. But first, we got to do light heavyweight. Poatan, it's there, like you said. It's in pre-show. He said it's his as long as he wants it, and that could not be truer. As long as Pereira's still got that fire, if he has the motivation, if he's not trying to do side quests or whatever with Drickus, which I don't think he should do. Who wants to see him go down? I don't. I want to see him go up or stay where he's at and I want to see him ball out and lap the light heavyweight division, even though it is kind of the shallowest division in sports.
He naturally has something.
It's the fucking NFC South.
He naturally has something within him, which is great for PR, which is like he does get ticked.
He's leaning.
He gets ticked off whenever he sees another tough guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like, hey, I want to fight that guy.
Yeah, like Drickus just zombieing through anything
Aspinall,
anybody has for him, going against all the odds, just beating the fuck out of people, just chin up. He's like, huh? Oh, no, I saw GDP come to daddy. Like it's a tick.
Yeah, it's awesome. What else is out there? I got to talk about my baby Vitor Bobby Petrino. What is that? 150 to 1. Golly, that's also a great cash out because Anthony Smith, if there is anything that I can count on, is that the UFC will overhype that loss. it's like, oh, maybe
He lost to Anthony
he
Smith.
lost it, and then they give him like a Alonzo Menace. Actually, no, Petrino has a fight booked.
Does he?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have a fight booked. But then yeah, maybe they give him an Alonzo Menafield or even now is Guskov ranked 14th? Yes. Guskov
or higher.
Yeah, he's
probably 10th.
Yeah, so maybe test Vitor again. Give my boy Vitor
Yeah.
Bobby Petrino another crack at it. And then you might get a cash out.
I think they're dumb as all get out and like just
So
fucking ignorant if you get caught in a guillotine. But I will never view that as a real outcome of a fight when you're above like, you know, the mid-tier regional scene. I don't give a fuck if you beat someone by guillotine. That means you were fighting idiots. And he might be an idiot, but surely he's got someone in his corner that can like teach him not to do
Shoot the
that.
books.
Yeah, like don't put your head in the guillotine and don't slam yourself deeper in it. I can't rate that as a damning loss.
He's
Just an expensive one.
Vitor doesn't leave my mind. Maybe it's because of his
I think it's his
physique.
build. Yeah,
It's his
physique.
physique.
It's his physique.
but really good.
physique.
Let's talk about truly good value.
Azamat.
Head of detail, head of security detail here at Drywall, Azat Mirzakhanov.
Co-captain
You
with
called it out great. It's like, when has this guy not looked good? He always looks
if you
good.
ignore oh my fucking god.
Yeah, it's him and
Put
Petrino.
Petrino's build on Azamat,
See
and
what
this
you
guy
think.
is minus money. He's a shoe-in.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Crazy.
go back and find a bad fight. This guy is he's a fucking calculated serial killer. He's surgical.
Mhm.
At this weight class, that's not normal. Just because
So fast.
just because he has love handles, like
It might be because
they're called
he
love
is-
handles for a reason. Love this motherfucker. He's got what you want. He's got the sauce.
Yeah.
And he can move for big boy. And then guess what? It's all part of the plan. What do you think he's storing up? Potential to go down to middleweight.
Yeah, exactly. He truly, I
Motherfuckers.
think he is actually a middleweight.
No,
But he
definitely
just,
middleweight.
yeah.
But he's like figured.
But he has such
while
a
I'm
speed
young,
advantage.
while I'm young, get these big motherfuckers,
That aren't you?
and then I can drop down quite easily because it's my
Because
natural.
he
weight.
has such a pronounced speed advantage. Like, he is so fast.
And it doesn't make sense because he doesn't look like he should. And that's why everybody's sleeping on him. And you can get 100 times your money in the shallowest division in sports. Let's say Alex Pereira wants to go up to heavyweight or down to middleweight, or
Oh my god.
I'm fucking
Vacate the
37 and a half and I don't want to do this shit anymore. I'm rich as fuck.
They vacate the belt. And
They
it's
vacate the belt. Who
Mago-
else? Who's going to fucking test him?
Magomed Ankalaev interim against Mirzakhanov, and Mirzakhanov starches him.
Yeah. Only and then
Ooh,
Carlos
wait.
Olberg, he's been one of our guys from the start, from his come up,
Yeah, I didn't
similar
wanna-
to Diego. 7-1 is not
Yeah,
The-
not bad.
the best value, but it's not bad. And we think he has a real shot. We think he has a better shot than Jamal Hill, even Yuri. Even though like we love Yuri, thank you, Warrior. Get well soon. But he kind of met the boogeyman. I don't think this guy's had a clean night's sleep since the last time he fought Poatan, and he might be cooked. And Khalil, this domestic assault fight style you have is about to be laid to rest. So I don't think he'll ever have to fight Khalil. Seriously, his career might be over. And everybody else on the list, I think Carlos is better at this point in time, even Azamat. So, but Azamat at 100-1, give me a break. Johnny Walker, you're a cartoon. Go back to the network. Middleweight.
Oh, here we go. I would say let's just start off with the debate. I think that Bo Nickel will be fighting for the championship by 2025.
I think that's dumb.
By the end of 2025, he's going to be fighting for the championship.
I'm so sorry you guys have to listen to this, but that's why I'm here.
That's what they're going to do. They cannot wait.
Is this some type of ploy? He
No.
knows I've been a little bit down lately, especially with these picks from UFC 306.
Well,
And
that's
I don't know if
Murphy's
he's
Law.
trying to give me a layup here, an alley-oop, a slam dunk, but This is just dumb.
No, it's Murphy's Law. It's whatever that can go wrong.
No, but Dana would
will go
want
wrong.
this. And
Yes, he would want it. He
would. I know he would.
That's why it could happen.
No, Marab, Bilal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is,
this is a get right
I'm
spot.
saying,
maybe for
I'm
Dana.
talking about, I am also kind of looking at these things for value. Like the
Just for
cash
value.
out, if Bo Nickel will fight for a title, bro. They cannot wait for him.
Not in 2025 because he's going to lose. Not his next matchup because they'll probably give him another can that's like borderline. Or wait, is he booked with Paul Craig? Who's
Yes.
booked?
No. Somebody just got booked with Paul Craig, and it's
That was him. Is it Pfeiffer?
might be Joey Pipes.
It's someone prominent
Hold on, I'll find
that's
it.
supposed to, you know, on the come up, and it's a fucking layup. Anyway, I'm trying to build the archetype for you, and it's someone who his next fight will probably be someone who is fringe rankings.
Yep, he's fighting Paul Craig.
Yeah,
who
fringe rankings, not ranked, or could be ranked. You know,
so
but in
then
this case, not.
he wins that fight,
Oh yeah,
and then he
wins
fights
going away.
and then
or unless he gets caught in a
he
fucking
wins-
triangle.
okay, no, he's not. Are you kidding me? That's not gonna fucking happen. Bo Nickel then has to fight. Then goes up and fights Hamzat. Let's say Hamzat loses against Robert Whitaker.
Comes up, wipes the floor with him. He
Yeah.
said, "Brother, even though my tummy
Oh,
hurts,
I think
even though
that
my tummy hurts,
that's actually a bad because I think Hamzat beats Whitaker. Okay, they actually give him a tough battle in Marvin Vittori. If he goes out there and taps Marvin Vittori,
Marvin Vittori is like
He's good.
he is so.
I mean, he's
fucking
so tough.
drywall.
he's maybe not good, but he's
Yeah.
so tough that
He has drywall tendencies, so like he could beat him, but he's also just so dumb.
Okay, now let's talk about a guy that. Now this is great value.
Don't do it. Great value. Who?
Gregory Rodriguez, RoboCop. Now 150.
His bitch.
There's no way that 150 people would look at that guy and then look at the field and go, "Yeah, no, he's not going to be champion." That's crazy. Now that guy is close to getting a championship, which it's weird that these odds are
He's
weird to
not
me.
startlingly close right now, but he beats his next fight has to be a ranked opponent, right?
It has to be.
Or
That's
is he
why I'm
ranked
like,
now? Is he ranked yet?
dude, these odds are telling you.
Is he
Bo
ranked yet?
Nickel, yeah, he must be.
Well, they probably know he's better than
Because he beat the brakes off of
CLD, Christian Lee,
no,
but
he's
he
not
wasn't
ranked.
ranked.
He's not ranked.
He should be. And the UFC knows that. He's not a young cat. He's not as old as we thought. Didn't we think he was like 36? We were like, he's the epitome of a late bloomer. And then we were like, oh, he's 32. Okay. But Gregory Rodriguez is made out of granite wrapped in tanned leather. And he would lead any biker gang you can come up with and run your security detail and beat the shit out of your favorite fighter all in one. That's what you're getting at 150 to 1. Fucking take out a loan or something.
Let's talk about some of the hate that we have out there. Roman Dolidze, ass.
Easy.
Shara Putidin.
I don't care what you want to pay.
Magomedov, Shara Bullet, ass. Abus Magomedov, ass.
Andre
These guys-
Petrosky is ahead of Roman Kopylov.
So insane.
What?
Yeah, no, this is insane. Yeah, but
200 to 1. I don't give a fuck what you're paying.
it is funny though, like how
Like, this guy should have been cut. So should Oleg Sachuk.
yeah.
We're talking about cut fighters having odds when I can't even place bets on. Spoiler alert, you can't find Mauricio Rufy at lightweight. You can't find Joe Anderson Brito at featherweight. I don't know what they're doing over at the prominent sports book with the green font, but they're not awake. Steve Garcia, you can't find him at featherweight. Who else do you know with a 5-fight win streak other than Steve Garcia, the champion, and Diego and Monfar? I don't know. I'll wait because I haven't researched it myself. But for some reason, they're not hanging lines. But Kyle Nelson, the guy he just beat the fuck out of, had to have his wife come to rescue him. I don't know. I'm getting fired up. I don't need to. Yeah, the guys in red, obviously, we think there's no value or borderline. They should just be cut as high as Roman Dolidze.
Up and comer that we really are high on,
Whoa.
Marco Tulio Silva. That's a shoot the box maniac. And he's like,
have you ever seen a
he's their
shoot box
juice-
guy this big?
Yeah, he's their like juiced up like rat, like laboratory rat that they let
Zombie
out.
through shit and like throwing bombs can work at lower weight classes. I mean, Charles Oliveira has power at lightweight.
It's gonna work for Tulio too.
No. What I'm saying is, can you imagine someone that can find the button and is throwing everything they can, throwing caution to the wind? Granted, we get that. Not great, but if he lands, oh my God, at 185 pounds, night.
No.
Oh, shout out to Danny Ige too. I think he deserved a performance of the night bonus for Noche UFC for the tweet he put out.
That shit was funny.
Was it after
Imagine waking
Yasmin?
up at the sphere. Bro.
Yasmin got her shit knocked and then napped. She got napped. And she
Slept,
came to. His tweet said, "Imagine waking up in the sphere."
I can't. No, he said, I can't imagine waking up at the sphere.
That's kind of savage.
Cold. It's even colder. It's like I couldn't. It couldn't be me. Speaking about another Brazilian darling, Caio Baralho, I think that's good money. Like, that's an actual.
Yeah, that's
because he is one fight away.
I think it's much better than Brendan Allen. So
yes,
Brendan Allen's highlighted on behalf of Dan Delight. I'm not planting my flag there because I think he loses to Imavov.
I like Brendan Allen.
This weekend, actually.
Next week.
A look ahead spot. And you know who does not have look ahead spots? Drywall. Drywall Fighting. Drywall Media. Like, subscribe. We're trying to get this. We're trying to do good things with the money here. We're going to
start a PI in a country, in another third world country that actually has intelligent people.
Yeah, and just support people who need it.
And then Anthony Hernandez, Anthony Fluffy. Who's Anthony fighting?
Michel Pereira. That's gonna be a good fight. I think he's better.
Snatches his neck. Dude.
I think he's better.
Snatches his neck, and then he listens to Blink
I
182 in his car after just smashing Blink 182, bro.
But if he starches him, you know he's listening like Sublime, like something a little bit of just Mexican American feeling,
just cutting himself in his white Mazda.
Yeah, but he's definitely listening to Blink 182.
Oh yeah,
I can only hope it was Sublime. Yeah, no, that
sucks. He has to take.
That's great odds, 35-1. He's the Marab at 185.
He literally fights with. Doesn't he like have to take his gauges out and he fights with those like loopy ass ears?
Oh, I'd be fucking hooking like a motherfucker. There's no way they made a rule for gauges.
He's so awesome.
This sport bleeds far too red for there to be a rule protecting gauge holes.
Right.
What
else?
I'm hole punching.
We kind of talked about Copy.
I actually put my own money on Copy Lab here. I know you think it's a long shot, whatever. He lost to Fluffy, but that's a nightmare matchup for him. And hey, he turned into a Sambo player again against someone who was strong on the feet and Cesar Almeida, who we think was good value. It just wasn't going to be a good look off of the loss to highlight Cesar Almeida. This dude is literally in the same gym as Poatan and Glover today for his upcoming fight against someone he's probably going to catch a case.
He's out in Connecticut?
Yeah.
That's awesome. And then last, Joe Pipes.
Joe Piper.
Because he's going to get, and they're going to keep.
Yeah, Dana White, he put his name on him, so.
He's Dana White's illegitimate son, let's be honest.
Oh, that's a great.
That's what I always thought.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I mean, Piper.
After one of those late nights, after a Chuck Liddell win, ooh. Yeah, he definitely conceived Joe Piper. Nice.
It's crazy.
Good job, Dana.
Joe Piper could, kill me with one punch.
He could kill a lot of guys on this
security.
List. Yeah. And what do we mean by that? Gregory Rodriguez. Good luck, Joe.
Oh, my gosh.
Next weight class. All right, where do we start? Let's start at the top. Shavkat, not a sexy price, but a sexy man who is always looking for that finish. He's always looking to finish. He's never frustrated. He's always finishing. He's never lost a fight.
And let's talk about, and then that actually leads into, let's talk about a guy that never finishes and is in a perma cock cage.
watching people finish.
Ian Machado Gary. Who is putting even plus 250?
What the fuck is that?
What? That should be that's fucking illegal.
Hunter, is this a misprint?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not real.
And then you go from that to actually the best value, probably out of all the picks in Jack Della.
Yeah.
Because that guy,
I've been known as a detractor of
Yeah.
JD. I've been known as the JDM detractor. But I actually put my own hard-earned money on Jack Della Maddalena in this futures. 22-1? Are you kidding me? This guy is, if he's not next because Shavkat's obviously next. But he's one fight away. He's one fight away from taking it. If some reason, if lightning strikes and Shavkat doesn't take it from Bilal, JDM probably pieces up. I don't know. He might not piece up Bilal because he's not as good as people say, but 22-1, that's where the fucking flyer. Are you kidding me? Sean Brady at 20-1 is better than JDM. Hello? Hello?
I'm really trying to figure out. He's fighting somebody next.
Sean Brady?
No,
Or
Jack
JD.
Della Maddalena.
There's no way he's booked. He's been injured. That's the whole reason why.
Oh, right.
Like all the fucking JDM Glazers have kind of slowed down. They're like, well, he's injured. He's injured.
You know what?
Probably because he got injured in the Gilbert fight in which he was losing. You know, the guy who got embarrassed by Sean fucking Brady.
You know, we didn't put it in the green, but now I think it should be in the green. Joaquin Buckley. Moving on, I think he's one fight away because if he beats
One
the
fight.
Yeah, dude, yes. If he beats the shit out of Thompson, I almost said Thompson.
Who's the last guy who got this? Isn't 2019 anymore. The last, like, who's beating Stephen Thompson and getting a title shot? I mean, Kevin Holland.
If he knocks him the hell
recently.
out. He really knocks him the hell out. I don't know. He's been on such a tear.
You know, I say
He
that.
has been on such a tear.
Hold
but
on.
you cannot
I did just contradict myself.
Bilal.
Who did Shavkat just beat?
Thompson. Yeah.
And he should be next.
And he probably will be. Yeah, I don't think it's and I think that he could do it in such a stunning fashion that he's like,
I don't disagree that there's value.
and he seems to be able to talk his way. He has talked his way up and he's been able to back it up too. But he would be able to have a mic moment and be like, "Give me the fucking bell."
Yeah.
St. Louis.
St. Louis. Yeah. It doesn't matter if we smell like an ashtray in a charger port and pennies in St. Louis, but like we bang. And he does. He does bang. He's a button masher on his UFC 5 controller. But fuck it. It's fun to watch and it works. We're done betting against that man. He's good. But what if I told you like if you just gave me $1 in 14 months, I would give you 100. But you can give me more than $1, but I'll just give you that same ratio.
I'd love
Would you believe me?
I wouldn't.
Because it's inevitable is what I'm saying. I'm going to give it to you. I promise. As long as I survive to that time.
It. Yeah.
Yeah. As long as you can survive to the window. That is the kicker with all these future bets. They do tie your money up for a while. And if you're a true drywaller, there is inherent risk. People who, So if I
you
told
might not make it.
Exactly. Carlos Prates. He's top 5 already in terms of skill set. Full camp, fighting nerds. I take him against basically anybody not named Shavkat. Bilal would be interesting. He'd grapple the fuck out of him.
Yeah, it would be maybe tough.
I think he could beat Leon. I think he could beat Leon.
He hits so hard. I think that he might just.
I think Kamaro's just over the hill. If this is prime Kamaro beats him. Conor fucking McGregor at the same price. You like get a stop. MVP would be fireworks.
Be a great fight.
It'd be a great fight because I don't know that Carlos Prates. I think he could have a little ego. Those fighting nerds, they do like the style. Actually, Borralho has shown fight IQ a lot too. I don't know,
but Prates doesn't have.
But really, like I'm running out of names here. Chaos Williams. Are you kidding me? 100-1 at the same price. He's actually who I hope Prates does not get to catch another body with Chaos Williams. I want them to give him a ranked fighter And I don't want to just be any ranked fighter. Like, give him a real test because he's going to pass it. He's going to ace it with flying colors.
Right.
I don't see. Oh, wow. I didn't even catch that. Islam Makhachev, 5-1. They think he could go
He
up.
could go up.
Interesting.
Yeah, I want to talk about this next guy because he would probably be behind Prates. He's my dark horse, but he's just not exciting enough in terms of like marketing.
Yeah, marketing.
Brian Battle,
Fight style?
Mr. Michael Myers, bro. That dude,
he's a fucking nightmare.
He is a nightmare.
On Elm Street.
Seriously, bro. He's just a scary dude.
On any street.
Yeah. And just like, he's just all full, like just high tea, dude. Just full of piss and rage. Vicente Luque. I don't even know. Is this guy even like a fighter anymore?
Grandpa, wake up.
That's too many knockouts.
Grip.
Li Jingliang, that's crazy that he's even Brian Battle.
That guy's a cigarette butt.
Yeah, Brian Battle and Colby Covington couldn't be more dissimilar as people. Like
Brian Battle would take his lunch.
Take his soul. He probably would put his soul right in his little pocket.
And I hope. Tell us in the comments if you think we're crazy, because I guarantee you some of you guys are crazy. And I'm not trying to ostracize the audience here and act like I'm better than you. That's true. Tell us what you think about that. Colby Covington, Brian Battle, full camps 3 months from now. Who wins? Who wins? Because I can't say short notice because Colby wouldn't take that. Colby would never take this fight in general. He's not stupid. He's just shitty. Well, no, he's not shit. He's just nothing compared to Brian Battle. Brian Battle's hungry. He's on the come up. He's not going to take no for an answer unless he fights some of those guys we've highlighted above him.
And then I think this was my little flyer at 500.
Yeah.
500 to 1 Thimba Garimbo.
Yeah. Who do you have at heavyweight again? Was it Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
I have my flyers. And they'll climb their way up. Don't worry. There's some nice cash outs.
He can't clinch his way through to a title.
Thimba
Garimbo 500 to 1. Do what you do. Lightweight.
He's good.
This was a tough division. Often called the deepest, toughest division in terms of skill and stackedness. We disagree. It's aging out. It's getting a little stale. It's getting a little stagnant.
The only good thing going for this division is Trey.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the best value you could get.
No. The best thing happening for this division
the inevitable.
is Mickey Beck, Oralbai, and Trey Ogden.
That's Trey Ogdemedov.
Sorry.
From Killa City, Mo. Him and Buckley. They should have a super fight, when Buckley becomes champ. Little I-70.
Ooh, that'd be hot.
St. Louis Cardinals, Kansas City Royals type of thing.
Huge markets.
Huge.
That would just
probably the future of the sport.
Actually,
Invest.
Literally Charles Johnson, Trey Ogdemedov, those are future champs. So many future champs.
Charles Johnson comes out of KC.
He's from St. Louis.
Oh, I was about to say, dude, he used to be one of my favorite fighters. He will be my favorite fighter. Not that I care about Kansas City or anything. I'm not from there or anything. Doesn't come looking for me, especially if you're any of these fighters in red. Actually, no, the fighters in red come find me.
Especially Patton.
Trey!
No, there's great things in Missouri. There's great laws in Missouri about your property and people coming onto it.
You can smoke weed in Kansas on the Missouri side of the.
They have to
Kansas
do with
City?
They're kind of archaic. They have to do with castles and things like that. Castle laws.
Yeah.
But what else is there out there?
I think a tight castle. Right
I think Islam at -135 isn't sexy, but
paying minus money sucks, especially tying up your money for this long.
He never fights,
but he's the best. He's the best.
He never fights, and he's gonna win.
He's the pound for pound best right now at any fucking weight class,
unless you think that Armin, which is why we also have him highlighted. Unless you think
we respect Armin, we know that there's a chance that he could win, and 5xing your money. When he's already beat the next best guy in Charles Oliveira, that's kind of compelling. So if you believe that Armin can avenge that loss of his against Islam, if you think he's grown that much and Islam might be slipping, you see something, that's great value. because let's tell you this, you're not going to get 5 to 1 in one fight. Like if those two match up, I guarantee you the odds are going to be more like minus 250 to plus 190 on Armin. You're getting 550. And you got to assume if he is good enough, if he is the truth and beats Islam, who's going to take it from him?
Who gonna stop me?
Who going to stop me, huh? Except for other than Trey Agdamedov.
Or Miktybek.
We understand that you play board games, right? It's a long, windy road to the belt. And the UFC might not understand the inevitability that is Trey Agdamedov.
No.
That's what it is.
They're scared of understanding it.
Miktybek Worldwide, he's our favorite fossil. Like he's got more experience like in
life
living, than any of these fighters put together.
The whole roster put together.
Yeah, any of them. But I don't know. I think he's a long way. I don't think he cracks the number 8 spot. Though he is drywall, he's part of the family, so don't talk shit. It's my job. The guys in red, should we even talk about him?
Benny's just a coach. He looks like the most washed up coach ever. And then
he's probably a good coach.
Paddy Pimblett, he should be 150. That's not good value.
You think? I mean, what's the difference? 100 and 150.
It's 50 more people. Only like
That's
50% more.
That's not. Nope. Neither of those things are how it works.
50%. Wouldn't it be 50% more? I don't know. What's 50? What's 50 plus 100 divided by 100?
The point is,
that's the percent.
I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't spend Dan's money on Paddy Pimblett.
I wouldn't have me do any of your taxes or your math. I need to get back in the lab. I need to do something.
No, you stick with what you're doing. You're
Okay.
doing great. Just no more 3 and 7. I was half for that reason, so we both picked 5.5, right?
Yeah.
We get to share Diego. All right, but Joel Alvarez, I gained my respect beating our beloved
He's actually good value,
alcoholic,
sadly.
range merchant, Spaniard, which really sucks. Not as bad as the next guy on the list that we've highlighted, Esteban Rivovich, who's from Argentina, but we are working on the transfer process, the NIL.
Ellen DeGeneres, back your bag.
Transfer
bitch.
portal.
Oh, no, it was Sean O'Malley.
Well, no, and Ellen. It's a package deal.
Whatever.
That's
We're just shipping everybody out.
Good. So Esteban and Ellen, or Sean and Ellen, trading them away, sending them to Argentina. We get Esteban, your next American champion. Boy, it's been a while. Esteban Rivovich.
Yeah.
Draker Close, dancing to highlight him. Mike Davis, fresh out the wrestling room, 500 to 1, worth it.
Worth it. I like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on to the best division. Ilia Tupuria.
All right, let's start.
That's
with
actually
obvious.
shit money.
Let's start with the obvious one. Okay, truly great money here, and what is, even if you don't believe, you know that this is going to have a cash out that is going to be positive for you. Diego Lopez plus 750. That's insane, actually. I thought
the guy whose next fight could legitimately be the title is plus 750.
Yeah, cash out.
What?
Cash out.
Yeah, put it in now. I got it in at. I always get it in 15 to 1. After his latest win, it's at 7.5, so cut in half. A lot of things could happen here. I think he's going to be the backup in Abu Dhabi. Don't you? I know they asked Dana in the post-fight press conference.
Oh, yeah.
And he was open to it.
Pues yo estoy listo para estar ahí.
Siempre listo. El gallo de número uno. You heard a profeta. Yeah, Diego's the truth, and he spreads the truth. He witnesses to all. Just try to be on the right side of history and eternity, actually. So get in now.
Kind of falling. Like, we can kind of stay at the top there. If you just think Max is going to win,
there's a good
plus 300.
Because really, other than Ilya, and of course our 2 guys in green, Max beats all the other guys. I think he even avenges his 3 losses to Volk at this stage in his career. We saw a different Max against Justin Gaethje. Yes, Justin Gaethje munches on drywall Leos every morning and battery acid and stuff. He's not known for his headiness, but he's always had a good chin. He's always been tough as fuck and a great high-level lightweight fighter. Max never looked good at lightweight before. We saw the rebirth. Max Holloway is legit. 3-1 on your money if you didn't want to pay the plus 180. I think he can. I think that's decent value. Ilia Topuria paying minus 135 when you have to go against Max, who I think has the best chance of beating you. And then the onslaught of what is a Diego Lopez or the next inevitable. Let's talk about him. Gian Silva. This is fucking robbery.
Yeah,
I don't
this
feel
is
bad
great
for these
value.
cockroach bookies. I don't. So I know they're watching, and I hope they continue not to take us seriously.
I don't know who
Gian
he
Silva.
gets. I don't know who
Gian
they.
Silva.
I don't know who they team him up with. I actually feel like they might give him Giga because of that card, and it lines up, and then Giga will be out of the top 15. But I think Gian, yeah, if he has a resounding victory, which I think he will, like he knocks out whoever the fuck comes in there. Hey, listen to me when I'm fucking talking to you, bitch. God damn. What the hell is going on? Come on. Gian Silva.
He's talking. He must be talking to Bobby over there, or the
Yeah.
producer Hunter,
No,
because
I'm
he's not talking to me.
you. I'm talking to you.
Oh,
You got
I'm gonna
to
channel my best
Gian.
Gian Silva and fucking
do it.
You're gonna regret.
Do it. Dion deserves all the respect. And if he knocks out whoever is coming next, then they give when he knocks out whoever's coming next in resounding fashion, then they have to give him a top 10 guy. And he smokes him. And then
who does he not beat? We don't we
That's what I was about to say. It's
we're not
hard to
we don't have to speak on Diego versus John because there's a law that protects this. It's a family matter. It's none of your fucking business who wins. So outside of Diego, who are you picking against Gian Silva?
That's why I'm like, I think that these matchmakers, they're probably
Ilia would be his
aiming.
biggest test, and he happens to be the guy with what we are betting on.
I'm worried that they do a Gian and Steve. They burn those guys out. They sit like
Gian beats the fuck out. No, unfortunately.
He is way quicker, and he would.
Yeah, he's more powerful.
And he wouldn't be that much smaller. Like Steve does have range on people.
I don't know if Steve would touch it. That like.
Yeah, Steve is not that fast.
These are Gian Silva. These are Diego Lopez vibes. Like rewind 14, 15 months ago. Same feeling. I get goosebumps. Gian Silva is the truth. He's the fucking truth. That's a scary man.
Yeah.
It's a scary 5'6" balding man.
Yeah, and he wouldn't be able to, and then Steve wouldn't touch Gian.
No.
At all.
I mean, and if he does,
really
he's
wouldn't.
Clipping him because Gian has something that even Diego, like I said, we don't have to speak to. He has something that most people don't have. He has a lot of things that most people don't have. He puts it all together. He's a complete MMA fighter, but especially on the feet. And he's strong enough, athletic enough, determined enough, ready to cry at any moment. Even if you were to be a high-level wrestler, grappler, you're not holding him down. You're not. He's going to get up. He's going to shut your lights off. Sean Woodson, go back to St. Louis, bro. Stop
getting decisions. Stop getting decisions.
Yeah, once you fight someone who's got finishing potential, like any ability, you're done. Cooked. I mean, I wish the best for your health, and you seem like you have a nice family, but you're not getting the belt. Not at 250 to 1. Nothing. It's not worth it. Choo-choo.
The train. You're asking all the wrong questions. Clarksville, stand up.
Nathan the
Train, baby. That's just a fun. I think that it's somewhere in a contract that we do have to bring him up whenever we can. And it's a clause that we put in there. I think that we self-impose.
We respect our guys.
Yeah, and we have discipline. Yeah. We have a little something called discipline.
Even if we break the fourth wall at their expense.
Yeah.
It's drywall.
Yeah.
Nathan Train, road to the belt. Moving on. Since the prominent sports book with green font is too afraid to hang any numbers for bantamweight at this point in time, I had to go shopping at another site. That's why it looks different. Our production crew may sometimes they find themselves on the hot seat. This is not their fault. Okay. Merab Dvalishvili at minus money, just because he has the belt doesn't mean he's going to hold on to it. You know, he's going to be active. He's got this complex where he's always trying to prove himself, and that's why he's trying to always be the funny guy, which I think he's kind of funny a lot of the time with his like antics, his skits. Terrible on the mic, but it tells you something about his fight. He's not confident, and it's only foreshadowing the inevitable, which is it's Umar season, like we said.
No,
It's
and that's
Umar
why
season.
he doesn't want Umar. That's why he was saying that Davison and all that shit.
And that's why Sean O'Malley was like, Umar deserves a shot more than Merab, like just to get him riled up because he knew it would. Why? Because he knows. Figueiredo, I guess we didn't really highlight him. I think that's too expensive, but he's good.
He might get a shot.
Yeah, we didn't want to put it either way there. We didn't want to plant a flag. Sean O'Malley, even at 8-1, even after that pitiful performance, that's not bad. Almost 10xing your money on someone who's already held the belt. And the person with the most star power on this entire list, sadly, he's not a star. Sadly, he's not. But they're trying to market him like one. He's got that Dana White privilege. 8-1's not bad money at all.
The reason that I just realized,
And he's good. He's good.
I just thought about why actually it is that high. It's because he came out today and he said after the surgery, he's
taking like a year off.
Yeah, taking a year
that
off.
is true. That is.
So just ignore that.
Next level.
Peyton Talbot, 50-1.
I don't think he's actually going to take a year off, though, if we're being honest. But anyway, I don't.
If he doesn't, I think
he had the taste of the belt, bro.
I think he's going to lose his next fight.
He could.
It'll be a Peter Yan rematch.
Do you think he believes that?
Imagine a Peter Yan rematch.
I think he fights Corey Sandhagen.
Yeah, that's what people want. That's the fight people want. That's that's what the monster crowd wants.
Fuck off.
It is.
All right, look. Because my name is not Kyle. I don't drink energy drinks.
They cannot wait.
I bring the energy. I'm Dry Jake.
They can't wait for that
fight.
I think
it's going to be a great fight.
It's going to be in Colorado.
Yeah, Colorado. Get your flannels and beanies ready, boys.
It's going to have to be a title fight. Yeah, so maybe it'll be the Bilal Kamaru Usman like title fight because that's
not a title fight.
I'm telling you, Kamaru might talk his way into that. He's been talking his way.
He could riz me up. That's a handsome man, good talking man, but he's not getting a fight. He's not getting a title shot after 3 straight losses, dude. I mean, they haven't been the worst losses, but
Bilal keeps chatting at him.
Bilal's dumb. He's this close to Merab status. And I gained so much respect for Bilal and Merab. Not really Merab. I actually kind of soured on him because I heard him on the mic so much this week, and I used to think he was kind of funny. But moving on. Peyton Talbot, that zesty, saucy motherfucker. The UFC loves him too.
They'll put him up.
He has to. Because he's actually that good. He's good. I don't think he beats Umar tomorrow or even in 6 months or even 3 fights from now. But is it crazy to think that he could compete?
I sometimes think he's a fraud.
I don't know. If he gets too big after his next fight, which should be a ranked opponent, or his next, once he fights his first ranked opponent, he starts drinking his own Kool-Aid, like I kind of think Sean O'Malley did. It took Sean O'Malley to the title first. Could he drink too much of it? A little high on his own supply, yeah. On his, that nail polish, let's put out some fumes.
Yeah, and just moving on a little bit here, Dominic Cruz, we put him in red. Just because, hey, my boy, he's an announcer.
You love him. You're an old school guy.
He's far from the belt, but I did hear that there were rumors that
he was a great fighter.
That Merab, if Merab wasn't able to fight this weekend, that Dominic Cruz and Rob Font were the backup fighters. So thinking about Dominic going in there,
was that true?
Yes.
Was that a joke?
No, it was true. It was like journalists were talking.
We could have seen Dominic Cruz fighting one of these guys. Holy fuck! I mean, I love Dom. Like, I would love to see that type of mayhem because he is 50 times the entertainer that Merab is. Like,
yeah,
a lot of people might not love his antics, but man, He is a dick.
Yeah,
He's a fucking
awesome.
dick. He's awesome.
And then
And he was a fun
Vinicius-
fighter in his day. Vinicius Oliveira, this is the real steal. This is way better than Peyton Talbot money. This guy's fight ready. It's a travesty that he doesn't have a ranked opponent booked right now. Mark my fucking words.
And he's liable to have
He
4
could
fights in
style
1
on
year.
him.
He's liable to have
Yeah.
4 fights and be like
He understands. He's in the prime of his career.
a late replacement for the title fight.
Yes. Yeah. That's a lot of the things I'm like with these futures markets. That's a lot of time. Crazy shit happens in the UFC. Pullouts, injuries, vacations, vacating belticians. Shit happens. So Vinicius Oliveira, and if you're thinking who, read a book. Go watch his fights. Look him up. He's amazing. Flyweight. All right, let's try to make this one quick. There was actually some more entertaining names in this.
We
division.
can make it quick because I really do think it's Pantoja's division still.
It's Pantoja's division.
He has another 2 fights in it.
But if you want to talk value, pure value, not most likely, Asu Almavayev at 150 to 1, or the Skullet, the leader of your favorite biker game, Charles fucking Johnson.
Yeah.
And he does work at Guitar Center on the weekends because the guy fucking rocks.
Yeah. There's also good value at Tagir.
Yeah.
I think that Ulan Benkov.
The guy's nasty.
Yeah, he has a lot of paths.
His breath stinks.
Yeah. He spends most of his time around like farm animals and unlike humans instead of humans.
But he does good work.
No, he's a good farm hand. He's a good field hand.
When you have that,
I'm sure.
like you're in that much demand, you don't have time to shower.
Brandon, I think those would be my 2 bets.
The 2 Brandons, yeah.
The 2 Brandons, yeah. Because Brandon off like fresh, renewed spirits. Maybe
I'm glad he took this break. I'm glad he took the break because
especially at
he looked flat against Royval. And even you put a fucking truck on Moreno against Royval. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to the people, more importantly.
No.
I did too. And we're not just coping. Moreno's a great fighter, and the UFC loves him too. He's a broadcast guy on the Spanish broadcast. Amir Albazi better not get near this motherfucking time. Because even if he does, he's going to lose. It's wasting our time. He already lost against Kai Kara France. That was bullshit. I don't think he's done enough. Who has he fought? Fuck him. Steve Erceg, sorry. I know he just got slapped. He got put down, but Josh Van did too recently, and he looked good again on the comeback. So 50 to 1 on Steve Erceg, who took the current champion and the most likely to be the title holder at the end of 2025 to a split decision 5-rounder at a main event of a pay-per-view. 50 to 1, give me a flyer.
The fact that Almabayev has the same odds as Allen and Andre Lima, respect to Andre and Allen for even being in the same breath as him, but also it's like that's value on Almabayev.
It's great value. That's why we put him in green.
Yeah, he really is. What else is out there? Terrible. Matt Schnell's not even a pro anymore. Ray Saruya.
They're taking your money. They're
Ray Saruya. Do they think that he's Tatsuro Tiger or something? Like, are they that racist that they're like, they're confusing people?
They will make any shortcut available to them.
So bad.
Like Carlos Hernandez took him to was that a split decision or just kind of he's at 500 to 1. Yeah, I mean, that should tell you enough. Bruno da Silva. I've actually put my own cash on this one. Bruno Silva, not the middleweight one, but if it was, and we just didn't know he dropped weight to flyweight, it doesn't matter. It's all the same. He's the one who sparked Cody Durden recently. He has that power. He has that power at flyweight. And you'll see if he stays healthy. He's been plagued by injuries in his career. He's still got a couple of years left. He doesn't have a ton of mileage. He's just got injury. If he can overcome that, I think he's live. He can find anyone's chin. Watch. 700 to 1. Are you kidding me? Here's our women WMMA weight classes. The Creature, Verna Jandaroba, and Tabitha Ricci. Good value. Tabitha Ricci at 100 to 1.
That's wild.
Like, I think Tabitha Ricci is typically overrated by the masses and all the simps out there. But 100 to 1, she's a gamer.
And
she's good. She's getting better every fight.
And they'll fast track her.
Yeah.
That's a great
call. Flyweight.
Kong
Shevchenko, you're great, but Kong Wong is coming for your neck. No, she's coming for your chin.
Manon Fiorot is going to beat Valentina Shevchenko for the title.
I think this was Shevchenko's last hurrah. But hey, we were proved wrong there.
Karina Silva is kind of nasty.
Yeah.
Luana Santos, I'm breaking up with you.
Yeah.
Unmatched.
Red.
Unmatched. Left you on red.
Give him his fucking hoodies back.
All my NBA Youngboy hoodies.
If she only knew who that was. Kayla Harrison minus 175. Whoa,
That's a
chalky. He is awesome. She's great.
They're great.
They are the best in women's MMA. The best. Norma Dumont.
We saw it.
Levels. She showed that she could climb them.
I want to climb. I want to climb along with her.
You could set your cup up on that thing and saddle up and ride.
I want to climb along with her and go along with her through the journey of life.
Yeah.
And her MMA career.
Whatever sits on her chair, you could use her sitter of on chairs as your own chair.
Ooh.
Normally I'm on at 50-1. Maybe. Worth it. I just wanted to put it on record what I already have out there. Just so everyone knows.
Just get this, soak it in.
Where I do put my money, all few dollars of where my mouth is, I'm doing it. When Prates and John Silva, the inevitable fighting nerds, when they become champs,
wow,
probably with months to spare next year, just you wait. Now, if the UFC recognizes this will happen, all I'm saying is if they get the matchups, not like who. It's
they need.
Do they get high enough up the rankings with their matchups? I don't doubt their abilities against much of anybody, especially with Gian. 250-1. Are you fucking kidding me? Even if Prates doesn't get fast tracked, or if he does get caught by a good grappler, which Gian is not going to happen to Gian, I'm going to win $10K just on $40.
Too easy.
Too easy. Fish in a barrel. I do need to get my Charles Johnson money out there, though.
Oh, yeah. Skull it gang.
All right.
That's all
Closing
we got.
thoughts.
No, man, it was a solid episode. It was tough to show my face after I was in the forest with the nymphs. But yeah, you know what to do. Like and subscribe. Don't be dumb. Don't make me send Azamat and all of the drywall detail to your house. We are experts in stalking and tracking and binding and torture. What is it? Binding, torture,
Gnashing of teeth.
Yeah, but yeah.
And if you haven't done it in a while, tell your parents you love them.
Absolutely. And the big train never stops.
Never. Oh.